everybody, welcome back to BnB Anime. I am Blue. Today I'm here with Brad because that's how it is every week. This isn't special, you know?
What? This is special. It's the end of February. It's the end of Romance Month. It is special.
It is.
Unless you're just trying to say I'm not special, in which case I see how it is.
You are special. Aw. But what I meant to say was I don't understand why I always say, today I am here with Brad, when I'm always here with you.
I mean, yeah, no, you have skipped an episode. So it should be, I'm here with Blue.
Yeah, that's true. I'm the only one that's not been for an episode, but I had good reason.
Yeah, it's fine. I was going to say I could let it pass, but no, that was more than acceptable as a reason to not be here, so it's fine. I can't give you shit over that one. I mean, I can because it's me, but you know.
Right, yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be... Huh? I'm sorry, I think I just had a stroke. I'm good now, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, today's topic, Kaguya-Sama Love is War Season 2.
That is true, that's what we're getting to. But before we get into that, we're going to be talking about ourselves for a bit because we're selfish and we like to share our own... Like, we're oversharers. You get to know too much about us while you listen to this podcast. It's a good time. And then we're going to jump into the news, and there's a background on the show before we jump actually into it. If you haven't seen our discussions on the first season of Kaguya-Sama Love is War, then you can go back. That was only a couple of episodes ago, so you can go back and check our archives or our YouTube channel for that podcast episode.
So I'm going to go ahead and say this before I forget, but can we just take into appreciation how the first season, or the second season, came out a year after the first season, but yet they went ham for the second season on the animation style.
Mm-hmm, agreed.
Especially that first episode, that was just eye-catching.
Mm-hmm. They really did try and step up their game between the first and second season, which I always appreciate.
Oh, 100% can appreciate it. However, how are you?
I am pretty dang good.
This is good.
Yeah, I've been having a bit of a rough time, like, mentally recently. I feel like I don't know, I go through, like, ups and downs. I mean, people with depression do. That's how depression works.
100%.
But, yeah, so I've been in a bit of a low over the past couple of weeks. But, yeah, I feel like I'm coming on the up and out of everything. It's just been a high-stress situation and lots of work and other things. And I haven't really felt much like wanting to do things that normally I have a lot of fun doing.
Mm-hmm.
But recently I think I've been getting on the out of it and seeing more of a good couple of weeks in the future. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully I'll get a lot of stuff done.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad that you're kind of coming up and out of it because I feel the same. It's been one of those to where, I don't know, I'm just exhausted. I'm burnt out. I'm tired. So I have vacation scheduled for next month, and I'm very much looking forward to it so I can just kind of de-stress from everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
However, did find out I'm getting a raise at work, so that's nice.
That is nice. We do love raises.
Yeah, and it's not even like my annual merit raise either. I'm just getting an extra raise, and then I get my merit raise in May. So that's exciting.
It is. Good job.
2 raises, 1 year. Look at me go. Yeah.
Look at you go. Nice.
But outside of that, that's about it. I got to play tennis 2 days this week because the weather's been gorgeous, but that's it. I had to set out the other 2 days because of my elbow, because life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard that the weather is picking up pretty much consistently throughout America. You guys are getting some nice spring weather coming in.
Well, you see, I live in a state called Tennessee where we have a perpetual second winter that always happens. It's like 3 days of spring, and then, oh yeah, here's second winter.
Oh, I 100% understand that, being a Canadian girl, you know? We get second winters, and third winters, and fourth winters, and then we get early winters as well.
I was gonna say, you only get warmth for 4 months out of the year, so you know better than I do.
Yeah. Yeah, my favorite is when it's like 2nd of September. Oh, it's gonna snow for 3 days and then melt. And then snow again, and then melt. But, you know, August is over, so it's winter now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, Tennessee gets really hot weather though, don't you, in the summer?
Not as hot as some states. I mean, we might peak 100 in some areas. But that's it. Hang on, let me convert that to maple units really quick.
Okay.
Hang on.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Because 100 for y'all would just kill us.
Mm-hmm. You know, in the UK, they use both Fahrenheit and Celsius.
Do they really?
Yeah, they use Celsius for when it's cold and Fahrenheit for when it's warm, because Fahrenheit would then make it sound like it's hotter, and Celsius makes it sound like it's colder.
So basically 38 degrees for you is how hot it gets here in the summer.
Jeez. Yeah, no, it doesn't get that hot here in the summer.
But then you have Utah, where one of my best friends live, and it can get as high as 49 degrees.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's halfway to boiling point.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it can get up to 120 degrees. So it gets toasty.
Yeah, I say that's unfathomably hot, but like last week it was minus 40 here, and I don't need to translate that one into Fahrenheit because it's the same in Fahrenheit as it is Celsius. So
yeah, so that'll be a no from me.
Yeah, it got to minus 50 Celsius, which is more in Fahrenheit, in a couple towns over from me, about an hour or so away from me, about 2 weeks ago. While it was minus 40 here, it was minus 50 there.
Ew, no thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll pass.
And so, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just, like, your body gets used to it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. You do adapt, but still, it sucks.
Like, it's like if I went outside tomorrow at midday, I guarantee that there would be guys walking around in t-shirts and shorts, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yet you do that at night, and it's like, oh, hey, I'm a popsicle.
I mean, you could do it. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, if the sun's out, you just do. I mean, I don't think I've worn my parka, which is my really intense coat, twice, maybe this winter. I mean, obviously, we've been quarantined this winter as well, so it's not like we've been going out much. But, yeah, other than, like, snowboarding, I tend to just wear, like, a regular jacket. You just get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like it's the same way with the heat, though.
Oh, it is. Like, you just get used to it. And again, the extremes suck. Like, the extremes you really can't adapt to. Mm-hmm. But the normal weather that you're used to feeling, you get used to it. Like, we get a wide variety of cold and hot here, but it's very spread out to where you have time enough to adapt. Mm-hmm. To where, like, this time of year, whenever it's 0 to, I guess, 4 or 5 for y'all, I can run around without a jacket on. Mm-hmm. But it's just because I'm not in it for very long. Mm-hmm. But you just gotta adapt for your surroundings. Yeah,
I mean, I used to walk to and from school every day when I was in middle and high school. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, that was a good half-hour walk, you know? And I used to do that in all weather. Mm-hmm. I mean, the only days that I wouldn't do it was when it was frostbite warning. Mm-hmm. Because normally the frostbite warning is like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I think that's normally what they say, is like a 15-minute. I don't think I've heard of like a 30-minute frostbite warning. I think they only tell you when it's 15 minutes.
Yeah, because I mean, realistically, outside of you walking to school, when else would you be outside for 30 minutes unless you work outside? And then in that case, you're not fucking working outside that day.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like enough time for people to like walk to work and back, shovel their driveways, you know, get the mail. Like, that's kind of, because when you're in that kind of environment, I mean, Canadians are fully equipped for the cold. Mm-hmm. Like, because, I mean, it's something that was made very obvious here in North America very recently with the weather that's happened and down in, like, Texas and everything, is that certain places are very equipped for the weather that they have and then very not equipped for the weather that they don't have.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's interesting, though, how, like, your body just completely changes. Like, I feel like when you go on holiday for a long period of time as well, your body adapts. Mm-hmm. I always get so sick in air conditioning, though. I can't go from, like, 30-plus degrees outside into air conditioning. It makes me feel sick.
You see, I can, unless I've been in the sun for a really long time, and then I'm sunburned, and then my body is just like, oh, hey, so take a massive fucking headache for your troubles.
Yeah, no, I get really nauseous if I go from, like, air conditioning to outside to air conditioning to outside. Mm-hmm. Because air conditioning is too cold for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm tiny.
I mean, yes, you are small bean.
Mm-hmm. What am I? Like 3'2"?
I was gonna say 4'1", but I mean, you did that to yourself.
I shrunk since last time we spoke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How do you shrink that much in a week, mate?
I had that. Well, now what was it? There was a potion that was drink me and a cupcake that was eat me.
Uh-huh.
And I don't remember which one shrunk and which one grew.
I got you. Okay, makes sense.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Okay, good. Otherwise, I would have just thoroughly confused you.
Nope. I'm picking up what you're laying down.
Yeah.
Oh, so I have exciting news before we get into actual news.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
So I've begun getting in shape.
Ooh.
Because I intend on playing in tennis tournaments by the time summer gets here.
Ooh, that is super exciting.
So I am doing my best to get in shape-ish. I mean, round is a shape, but, you know.
No, that's really, 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 really exciting.
Yeah, I went and watched my cousin play the weekend before we recorded, or yeah, that weekend. So it's got me in the notion, and also seeing the kind of people that he and our buddy competed against, I was like, ooh, that looks like fun, and I could get so much better by playing against these people. Because typically I've been used to playing people that have been below my level, and occasionally like Walker and his buddies. So my buddies are below my level, but then I play against Walker and his group, and I get better whenever I play against them, but also they beat me mercilessly.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to playing with new people and being able to branch out a little bit, but I gotta wait until summer, so for one, I can get better, get my serve more consistent, and also just lose weight. Because right now, I'm too fat to be playing full sets against random strangers that are way better than me.
I'm excited for you. That sounds like it's going to be so much fun.
I'm excited as well. I'll keep you all updated. Because the cool thing about tournaments is that, do I win money from them? No. But do I get a ranking to know how good I am? Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that's... I mean, tournaments are just so much fun to take part in general, whether you're going to win or you're just going to have a good time, or like you are, to improve yourself and like play good people at things that they're good at. I don't know, there's something that's so like powerful about getting to see someone do something that they really love and are really good at it, and then there's something even more powerful to actually be able to be an opponent of someone who's really good at something and really loves it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because there were some incredible people that I got to watch play this past weekend. Like, Walker got beat by a 12-year-old, but the father of the 12-year-old is the head coach at a private tennis club in Chattanooga. So, I mean, of course, she's going to be incredible, but just to watch her play at such a young age, like, once she gets tall enough to, you know, be taller than the net,
yeah,
she's going to be unstoppable because the weakest part of her game was her serve. So to be able to play against people with so much potential, and also some of the people that another buddy of ours played against, like, just the people out there are so damn good. Like, it's so cool to watch, and I'm so glad I got into tennis because it's a hobby that I really enjoy. And also, outside of rackets, it's a really cheap hobby.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those... tennis is one of those sports that you can just kind of do wherever. Like, you don't need all of this equipment. Like, I mean, one of my favorite sports to do is snowboarding. But of course, like, I need a mountain and, you know, equipment. I mean, you can rent equipment, but, like, it's still... rental fees are expensive. Day tickets for slopes are expensive, so if you don't live in an area, and if you don't live by the mountains, then lodging... On top of that, you know, snowboarding's an expensive sport. But tennis, you just need a racket and a ball and a wall. You don't even need another person.
Yeah, but another cool thing about tennis, and I feel like the reason it's really exploded during COVID is because it's COVID friendly. Like, you can do it, you're not around people, it's just you and one other person, or even if you're playing doubles, like, you're gonna have a reasonable distance between you and your doubles partner. But also, it's outside, it's fresh air, it's a lot of fun, unless you can find indoor courts, in which case you are a very lucky individual. But also, most towns have at least private or public courts somewhere, if you're just willing to do a little bit of research. We actually have 3 different areas of public courts here, surprisingly. But yeah, cheap rackets like $20, balls are like $3, so it's a really cheap and easy hobby to get into. But then, it's one of those things where I've noticed, better rackets and all that other stuff help your game. But even if you don't have all that, like, it's just fun. It's easy. And it's really easy to kind of, start learning the mechanics of.
Mm-hmm.
So you can start feeling really good about yourself really early on.
And there's so many tennis animes that you can go out and watch to inspire you.
Yeah, Prince of Tennis.
Baby Steps is another really, really good one.
I'm going to be binging the shit out of Prince of Tennis before I go to those tournaments and start hitting some sick shots to where they're like, no, I have been defeated.
Some of those shots are actually possible, and you can see small Japanese children doing them on tennis courts because they've watched Prince of Tennis and have learned to replicate them.
Yeah, I really want to learn how to do some of that. In fact, I feel like some of my drop shots are sick because of Prince of Tennis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the snake shot, where you can get it to go around the edge and in, is possible. It's completely possible if you get enough rotation on there.
Oh no, I hit a drop shot the other day on my buddy, and it curved and spun, and it dropped like right on his side of the net, and then it bounced into the net, so there's no way he could get his racket on it.
Backspin,
and I was like, that's sick! Like, for one, I didn't think it was going over. Like, I thought, oh, well, fuck, I hit it on my side. But no, it, like, barely went over, smacked the ground, and then bounced back into the net. And I was like, I am a god.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a lot of fun.
We don't have any tennis courts for public use around where I live, but we do have baseball diamonds that are just, like, free grain.
You see, I could believe it, though, because I'm assuming with y'all's climate, tennis courts would not hold up well.
No, yeah. Tarmac, that kind of stuff, breaks every season because, of course, the snow melts, gets in the cracks, then freezes, it expands, the cracks then get bigger every season. So roads are being replaced constantly out here, and so they try not to, like, basketball courts are really not common. Like, there's one at the middle school and maybe one at the elementary school, but, like, the high school doesn't have one, Like, they don't, because we can't have any kind of, like, tarmac or cement or anything like that because it just breaks every winter. So anything that's, like, grass or gravel, we do better with.
So what I'm hearing is I can move to Canada and start an indoor tennis club, and I could make bank.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm game.
Especially, you could do tennis, you could do, what else could you, squash, you could put in there. You could have a volleyball court.
Racquetball.
Handball, yeah.
And according to Janessa, all the basic bitches love pickleball.
You could do badminton.
What else? All the things.
Yeah, what else can you do indoors?
Basketball?
You could have a diving place as well as a swimming, because we have, like, swimming pools, but I don't know of any place that's local that has, like, a diving board. We have loads of ice rinks.
What? No, I never would have thought.
Yeah, we got like 4 of them.
And
those are just the indoor ones.
Anytime someone tells me about ice rinks, all I can imagine is that scene from Deadpool where he's just riding on the Zamboni and going, "Where's Francis?"
Yeah.
I love Deadpool so much. So speaking of Deadpool, the internet's been up in arms about Disney here lately.
What for?
Because Deadpool has been confirmed to be rated R, but Blade, they are not giving a rated R for some reason.
Oh.
And Blade is much more gory, so I don't know.
I find that gore isn't actually what changes rating, it's more sexual content.
I don't know.
That's just what I've noticed.
But I guess it depends on the level of gore, because Blade is just an R-rated franchise.
Yeah.
So I don't know how well it's going to cross over into the PG-13 market, if that's what they're going to rate it. I know that Deadpool did not do well as a PG-13 film.
No. Yeah, those kind of things need to have that level of, I don't know. I get that it's Disney.
But I mean, if you're going to let Deadpool have it, then why can't, like, if you're going to do for one, why can't you do for others?
Do you think it's got something to do with the fact that they're being released on Disney Plus as opposed to having theater releases?
But again,
like
Deadpool.
I don't know. I have no clue.
I mean, hey, Deadpool's now a Disney princess, so my life is complete.
Alice isn't a Disney princess because she's not considered a princess. But, like, so many of them aren't princesses.
Yeah, I don't think most of them are princesses.
No, because, like...
I don't know.
Mulan isn't. Pocahontas isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Ariel is. Cinderella is. Snow White is. Rapunzel is. Who am I missing? Jasmine? She is, I guess?
Yeah.
But they don't... It's a different title, but same role, I guess.
Potato, tomato, yes.
Yeah. So most of them are, but, like, some of them aren't.
Mm-hmm. I know, I feel you.
I feel like Alice deserves a crown.
Agreed. But also, so does Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds, give him one.
Yeah.
So, shall we get into news?
Yeah, let's do news.
So, let's just go ahead and get the Demon Slayer news out of the way, since I feel like we have to talk about it every week. However, this one is closer to home. So, the Demon Slayer film is actually playing in the States right now.
Ah.
It is being shown in Los Angeles and Miami, so it can go through its Oscar qualifying run right now.
Right, okay. When are the Oscars? When
I
does
don't
that
know.
happen?
I have no clue.
I don't know.
I don't care about film awards. They're all bullshit anyway. In fact, I feel like you and I had this conversation like back whenever the podcast first started. I feel like I remember a conversation about like film awards and all that other shit.
Yeah, it's just a very specific group of people choosing things that they believe will get them clout and or money.
Well, I mean, I have a feeling it's all just a facade of who can throw the most money at us to where we can choose that film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who has the most marketing budget to get us to choose you to win this award that means absolutely nothing but will look good on the lead actor's resume?
And then they just choose a couple of others that are like indie or more indie films to make it seem like... The one thing that I don't understand, specifically about American award shows, using the Oscars as an example, they have a foreign films category, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that Canadian and British films are not foreign films in the foreign films category? They just get thrown in with everything else.
I don't know.
Because, like you see films that were made completely in Britain with a completely British cast. Harry Potter, for example. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, I think was the one that went up for Oscars, was not put in the foreign films category. Harry Potter's not an American film.
Mm-hmm.
Should be a foreign film, right? Does it have to be in a different language for it to be classified as a foreign film?
Maybe.
But then, like, I feel like Australian indie films don't get put in with everything else. They get put in the foreign film category. So what if, like, you went to Japan and they made a film completely in English, it would go in with everything else?
I don't know.
Because then it should be foreign language film category.
Right? But,
and then anime movies should be put in there.
But here's a thought. Because of everything that has happened this year, if Demon Slayer doesn't only qualify for Film of the Year, but win Film of the Year, bullshit is happening.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it just had the most worldwide impact out of any other film in the world. So
but
therefore...
they don't really classify it as, like, how much impact a film has as who wins the Oscars.
But it's also grossed the most amount of money.
Yeah, but, like, if they haven't paid the rich white dudes in the circle, then they're not going to get the award, right? So...
Well, you see, that's the thing. Like, that's how it all just comes down to. If it's... fuck. I don't know.
I don't personally think that it's going to win. I think that it should definitely be considered and definitely deserves a shout. I don't know, I haven't seen it, so I can't say whether or not it should win. But I don't think it will. I think that would be...
it definitely won't win. But if it doesn't, it's bullshit.
I think that's too shooketh right now for our current climate. I think that would be too much.
It's animated. Get it away.
It's not just animated. It's not in English. And it's also not some kind of artsy French film.
But Blue, it is dubbed. So it is in English.
Okay, fine. Okay, it's in English.
Now, granted, don't get me wrong.
Made in English.
Don't get me wrong. The English sucks. It sucks so bad, but it's in English. You know what? I swear, if they show the dub for the Oscar qualifying run, so help me God, I'm going to be so fucking pissed.
They probably would do, though, because I feel like it's the language that would throw it into the foreign films category.
You know what? I'm gonna drive my happy ass down to Miami tomorrow. Drive however fucking long it takes to go see this in theaters. Just so I can know. But also, that way I could say I've seen it before every other American weeb that wants to see it. And that way I can message Janessa and be like, I saw it actually subbed. Or actually, you know what? If it's dubbed, I'm not going to go see that shit. Get it away.
Get it away. Get it away.
I don't want to see it. If it's dubbed, just get it away from me. The dub was awful. I don't ever want to see it again.
I still keep thinking about that one dubbed clip from Free of being like, here's this embarrassing thing that we're talking about. I'm going to mention it. No, wait, don't mention it. And it just, I keep thinking about it. I keep cringing.
Have you looked through the hilarious dub clips from Haikyuu?
No, I haven't.
Just get on YouTube and look up Haikyuu dub funny moments.
Okay.
And you will laugh your ass off. There's some of the humor that just comes across so much better in English. Like Ushiwaka. Ushiwaka in English is gold.
Yeah.
100% gold.
Okay, I'll have to do that then.
If I remember the link that I watched, I'll send it to you.
Nice. Cool.
But okay, so, next piece of news. Reddit has given away its awards for Anime of the Year. So, Chihaya Season 3 and ReZero Season 2 have taken the nods as Anime of the Year.
Expected.
That makes me happy. Especially Chihaya, man.
Yeah, me too.
So good.
Definitely.
I have that scheduled, and I'm excited to watch it.
Yes, same.
I'm very much looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun time. Although it'll be an interesting cover, for sure, to actually see how we're going to enjoy the show with our critical brains. Yeah,
I was going to say, I feel like it was one of the first animes that we shared together.
It was. Because you're like, oh, hey, I found this cool anime. We should watch it. And I was like, sure, why not? And then it's like, oh, this is a thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it definitely holds sentimental value between the two of us.
Oh, it does. Like, I'm definitely looking forward to sitting down and covering it, but also actually knowing the premise going into it now and knowing how it's all going to work.
Yeah.
I feel like it might be a little bit better of a watch, too.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we'll definitely know more about what it is that we're looking at before they have to explain it, you know?
So that way we're not lost throughout the whole first season, because if I remember correctly, like, it doesn't fully click about everything until, like, towards the end of the first season. To where you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I could play this game now. Yeah,
I mean, they do teach you, but it is definitely more of a you learn as you watch kind of thing, as opposed to them giving you a tutorial.
And then, of course, ReZero. I mean, how could it not? Because out of everything that came out last year, if I had to pick a favorite, nothing compares.
Now that is a song. Nothing compares.
You right?
Sinead O'Connor? Sinead O'Connor.
Yes.
Yes. The single tear.
That was like me watching our topic today.
A single tear.
No joke. Episode 11, I teared up, man.
What happened in episode 11? Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100% episode 11. That arc, when we get into that, oh boy, do I have some things to say. Because I would not have been that nice about that whole situation.
Oh no, I wouldn't have either. In fact, out of everything that happened, dude got off easy.
Yeah, and I know I get what he was trying to do in, like, keeping her ignorant about the whole situation, but your girl she would have known.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the fact that she's trying to get back with him. Because she doesn't know Anyway.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. I watched more of Stone Wars.
Oh, well, we'll have to talk about it after I get through this last piece of news.
Yes.
So let me get my throat ready. Because this one's going to require an impersonation. I hope you're ready.
Okay.
Netflix has announced that it is going to be partnering with Production IG to make Terminator Anime.
Well, okay.
I'm so excited. Don't die.
I knew that you were going to do Arnold before you even did him.
Well, I mean, what other impersonation would I just...
That's
am
true.
I confident enough to break out for a podcast?
I will say, I've heard you do many impressions, but there is that one that you fall back on when you have, when you're doing an impression, that's your fallback.
I mean, it's just the most immediate one. I think it's because I use it so often.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, I feel like I could do a full podcast as Arnold and it wouldn't bother me anymore because I do it so often. So I feel like I could be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just so immediate. But also, this is the one time to where I break it out to where it's actually necessary.
Yeah, Terminator Anime. I wonder if that's gonna be, like, really gory, or if they're gonna keep it pretty on the same levels as the films.
I don't know.
Because with anime, they could step that up.
Yeah, they could step it up a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I'm excited. Like, we're going to have to cover it. Like, we're going to have to cover it. And not only that, but I can't break the accent the whole time. Like, it'll have to be done. Am I going to hate myself editing that episode? Yes. Very much so. But it's going to have to happen.
It just makes me want to go to Austria.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, I do have one more piece of news that's not relevant to the podcast, but it's relevant to you and I because it's how this whole friendship started.
Okay.
Stardew Valley has a fucking board game.
Ooh, excite.
It's sold out, but they have one, and they're going to do a second printing, and you bet your ass I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, that's such excite.
Because I have to own it, because anyone that knows me in real life, or even, like, knows me off of streaming, knows that Stardew Valley is in my probably top 3 favorite games of all time, but at bare minimum top 5.
Mm-hmm. You know what I want to do? You know those channels that do, like, tabletop games? And, like, that's all they do. They're just a group of friends that have, they play D&D and just upload the videos online, or they play, like, different puzzles and games and board games and shit. I want to do that. One day I want to have friends in the same vicinity as me, to where we can all meet up in someone's garage and sit around a table and record us playing games and upload them and just, like, do fun. Because, like, there's so much weird improv that we cut out of these podcast episodes.
Mm-hmm. Like, we do have actual bits that get cut out. Like, we just run off on a tangent of an actual bit. And
running bits as well that, like, come back from previous episodes for, like, months.
Yep.
And I don't know, I feel like it would elevate that if we were doing it in person with other people around a table playing, like, board games and stuff. And, like,
no, it is one of those things to where I would love to, like, have our internal friend group together and do a D&D campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would be phenomenal. Even if it was just, like, Tabletop Simulator and doing it.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like the roleplay aspect and everything else, and especially with you and I being voice actors, that could be incredible. And I feel like it'd be a great laugh. But also Greg. But we've got, like, a couple of authors in our immediate friend group. We've got some really creative people. We've got producers. We've got game developers. You know, we've got the two of us being voice actors, me being a game developer. I don't know if I can include that, but I'm gonna. Like, there's so much stuff that's, like, happening. Mm-hmm. And we're just surrounded by such creative people to where I feel like it's definitely... People. Oh, 100%. And so I feel like we definitely have the outlet and the manpower to be able to do something like that. So I would absolutely love to do something like that one day. But also, it's funny you mentioned that, because my friends and I are planning on doing, like, our own little spin-off type podcast of doing a D&D campaign and then editing it into a podcast.
Oh, that would be so fun. Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. Also, I'm looking into DMing for the first time.
Oh, fun.
I'm stressing out.
My brother was a DM for about a year before COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of his people in his campaign was immunocompromised, so when COVID hit, they had to break up the group, which sucked. But
that sucks.
He had, like, a year-long campaign going.
Yeah, that stream campaign I had while I was over in Clayton lasted about a year.
Yeah.
That was interesting. That was fun, though. I enjoyed that. That was my first real experience playing. Fucking Greg.
Every time I picture him, he's just every time I picture him, he's just at a bar drinking. Like, that's just where he is at default in my brain.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
That's where he's at right now, probably.
Yeah, he's passed out under a bar stool in
Because
some tavern somewhere.
He didn't even die in the D&D campaign. He survived. I turned evil, slaughtered everyone. But Greg is still probably at a tavern drinking.
Yeah, fucking Greg, dude.
Fucking Greg. And that's a running bit that no one here will get because that's a podcast that's long dead
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
point.
They were live streams that you did most of those on.
Yes, they were actually.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they're still active. I wonder if that YouTube channel is still out there.
Maybe.
Because I can't remember if Dakota took it down or not. So, I don't know. But if anybody wants to find the origins of Greg, the origins are on YouTube somewhere. Have fun.
The Origins of Greg sounds like a band.
It's like a shitty, like, pop rock band.
Yeah, it's like a pop
Or like a
punk.
grunge. Yeah, like a grunge band. And it's just dads.
Yeah,
The lead singer's name's Greg.
yeah. Their first album is just fucking Greg.
Oh, dear heavens.
It's meant sarcastically, but everyone gets really weird when they say that their first album is fucking Greg.
Like, could you imagine, like, trying to sell CDs, or you're, like, at a festival and trying to give them out? Be like, hey, you want to check out my mixtape? Oh, yeah, what's it called? Fucking Greg.
Oh, good. That's really stupid.
It's so stupid. And yet, I'd have to give it a listen. Like, I don't give a shit how bad it is.
It would make you curious.
Yeah, like, if you hand me a CD, and it's just, like, really... Oh, could you imagine if it was, like, in some of the most calligraphic letters? That's not even a word, but I don't give a shit. Like, the most calligraphic letters you've ever seen. It's just fucking Greg.
Oh, God. That's so stupid.
I need it. I need it in my life. But yeah, that's all I got.
So Stone Wars then. So I didn't manage to
Stone
catch
Wars.
up to this week's episode, but I watched episode 6. So I think episode 7...
Be glad you didn't. Be glad you
Okay.
didn't, because that fucking cliffhanger it left us on. Oh my heavens.
Yeah, I think episode 7 came out yesterday.
No, today.
Today?
It releases on Friday.
Okay. Episode 7 came out today. And I didn't get to watch that one. But I watched all the way up to episode 6.
So, okay, so spoiler chicken hats for the next, I don't know, say 5 minutes. Just so we can talk about Stone Wars for a minute. But a fucking tank!
Yeah, like...
They built a tank!
Yep, they built a tank. That's something, alright.
But also, explain to me how Tsukasa knew they built a tank.
Yeah, he was just like, logical next step is steam engine. So, I'm like, wait, what? That was the logical next step?
Like,
how did you
so
go
he
from...
somehow completely skips cell phone.
How did he go from gunpowder to steam engine? I mean, I'm aware that steam engines are more, like, easier to make, most likely, than a cell phone, considering that steam engines came before cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
But, what? Like, if I'm thinking... I don't know. I don't know how he came up with that. I don't know how they thought of it. I mean, it's science. I don't do science.
But can we at least appreciate the fact that they actually managed to make cup noodles?
They did.
Like, just the amount of shit that they come up with and show us. Like, I can't... My brain doesn't want to comprehend.
Yeah, I really want to have a
going
go at
on.
making paper now.
Not only that, but like armored paper that can shatter a spear.
Yeah.
But not only shatter a spear, but also, where the fuck did they have a forge to make Ginro another spear?
Yeah.
Like, I'm at a loss. Like, this is
don't-
great, and I'm loving it. Like, it's phenomenal. But oh my god.
Oh my god, yeah.
I don't know. I'm enjoying it. It's a great time.
It is a really good time, and I'm really interested to see how the dude with the sonar hearing whatever is betraying his frenzies, because yeah, he is an anti-villain right now.
Yeah, he's a really interesting character because I like how we're not sure of his motives.
No.
But he's very clearly, up to this point, lying to Tsukasa about what's going on.
Yeah, and helping Chrome, because it wasn't the two friends that got Chrome the battery.
No, but can we also appreciate Chrome for the fact that he made hydrochloric acid by using his sweat in a battery?
Oh my god, yeah. He got so much sweat. I mean, I know that, like, you have a lot of water in your body, but, like, still.
Yeah, that was a lot of sweat.
Yeah.
But yeah, mad props to him. Also just mad props to this whole season. It's such an enjoyable watch, man.
It's been really good, and I'm super excited for the rest of it.
I need it all now. Like,
yeah.
We still have to fucking wait for at least 5 more weeks for it to finish.
Yeah, so sad.
But also, it's progressing at a really quick rate, too.
Yeah, it's already spring now for them, and I don't know, it's gonna be cool. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I'm really looking forward to it. Also, ReZero, dear heavens, man.
How's that been going?
It's so good. Like, I feel like I say that every week, and so it just gets redundant at this point, but fucking hell.
Yeah.
Like, it just continues to keep building, and all the character development, and everything else. Like, you just can't... I have no words.
I'm really glad you're enjoying it. I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of a yawn right now.
You're good. But yeah, unless something just comes out of left field and decides to just blow me away, nothing is going to take Anime of the Year away from me except ReZero.
I mean, it's still early, so you never know. But yeah, I feel like this start of the year has been really strong for animes.
It really has been, and I've been kind of keeping up with everything that's coming out and the things that are in the future to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still going to be a really great year for anime.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I take that back. There may be one thing that may be able to knock it off its perch coming out in April.
Mm-hmm.
My Hero Academia.
And don't forget there's that soccer one.
Oh, from the Your Line April creators.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I don't foresee them being able to rekindle the same magic as Your Line April for me, though.
Yeah.
Like, I still think it's going to be good, and I still think it's going to tug at my heartstrings.
It's right in your... I mean, the sports is right up my alley, but, like, the creators hit your emotional bone.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what would knock something ReZero off, is something that would hit you emotionally.
I don't know, man. ReZero's tugging at my heartstrings real hard. It's tugging at the love bone really hard. It's tugging at the action bone really hard. It's just tugging at everything, and also I can't guess what's going to happen. I'm enjoying myself so much. The Promised Neverland is also good, but yeah, just fucking Winter has just taken the cake. Like, I don't see as stacked of a season up to this point. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
That's it. Okay, so I guess we're going into Kaguya-Sama.
Yeah, so more background. It came out in 2020 for the second season. A1 Pictures also did it, so nothing has changed. The director hasn't changed. The voice actors haven't changed. None of that fun stuff. So if you want all that background info, go check out episode 49?
Sure.
49, 50, some shit like that. I don't know. Kaguya-Sama Season 1. It was the first episode in February that dropped on February 7th, so go check that out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, so let's keep it pretty free-spirited like we did with the first one. Let's just talk about our favorite moments throughout the season. Spoiler chicken hats on.
Okay, so immediate first thing that comes to mind, episode 7 with the man-horse situation.
Yeah, okay.
Did that just not tickle you like it did me?
It was it was a situation.
So, okay, you can't tell me that whenever Chica just picks up her phone and goes, "Okay, Siri," that you didn't lose it.
It was so awkward.
You're right. It was so awkward. It was so off the wall. And then how Kaguya's response to how she was going to try to figure out about Shirogane.
Just, oh God.
It's so awkward, and yet for some reason, just that whole first bit of that episode, I could not stop laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was... The second season, in my opinion, just far outweighs the first season. Like, there is no... Like, it's no comparison.
Yeah, I found that we got less information on our three main characters because we didn't really learn anything about Chika either. But we did get a whole lot on Ishigami, and then we also got introduced to Ino.
And we also got a lot of info on her as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it just continued to build on the world, but more or less just building on the world of the supporting characters more.
Yeah, and I feel like Ishigami had a huge moment in this season that was incredibly impactful towards the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we were talking about earlier in the podcast episode. But yeah, I don't feel like we got a crazy amount of... I mean, we did get some progress between our main characters with the re-election, and I've forgotten everybody's name. What is going on? And Kaguya. Kaguya asking Shirogane to rerun.
And not only that, but our boy having already filled out his application to rerun as president, and he just made her ask, like, my man.
Yep. So yeah, we definitely got some linear progress in the fact that they are now in their next year of school, and he wasn't gonna run again. Oh, him getting a good night rest. And her just, like, not being interested anymore.
And yet everybody else was hitting on him.
And he's, like, all of a sudden really approachable, and she's just like, nah, I'm not interested. She ends up with a fetish for, like, tired eyes.
And then, like, how she's like, so if his physical appearance changes and I don't like it, that's not true love, is it? And the narrator for this season was gold.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was some mad jokes in there.
And not only that, but that the OP was better than last season's OP.
Agreed. I think the OP and ED both improved.
It's the same artist on the OP, by the way. Mm-hmm. Same dude, but definitely better OP. Mm-hmm. And the animation on the OP was... Animation on the first episode was just... Hayasaka in the season, by the way, she did a stellar job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what else was there? What was a really good moment?
Oh, the life game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
So, here's a question. What were your cringy moments for the season? I'm assuming Hayasaka asking out Shirogane. I'm assuming that whole bit was... really cringy for you.
Yeah, the bit where they all of a sudden turned into a shoujo game where like the two boys were like trying to...
Oh yeah, that bit too. Which you could tell that wasn't serious.
No,
anyway.
That wasn't serious. But like I was sitting there and I was like, if they somehow spin this into like actually being a thing. As opposed to, because I think that was like after the ED, right? They played the ED early that episode and then...
Yeah, I think the ED played at like 15 minutes. And then you get a whole like 7 or 8 minute bit of a different art style. But it was literally all of our characters in like a shoujo anime manga style situation.
Yeah. And for that, I was like, this is either going to be really, really funny, or if they have them remember this... when they go back to normal and it wasn't just like a bonus thing, I'm gonna die.
But can you imagine all the ships that sailed with Shirogane and Ishigami going to the aquarium together?
Oh my god, yeah, no, that was really cute. And I nearly had a freaking heart attack when they parted his hair differently for the photos.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, the fangirls are going to go crazy over this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because hair doesn't change in anime.
No.
And they changed his like 3 times throughout this season.
Mm-hmm. Because you had his normal hair, you had his hair whenever he...
Oh, the little ponytail when he's dressed as in
Kaguya's
uniform, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had short hair when they were doing flashbacks to middle school.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like his appearance is the one that changes the most.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, other than like Kaguya's facial expressions, as far as hair goes and just overall appearance.
You reminded me of when Chico was trying to get them to take ugly, cute selfies.
Oh, yeah. Whenever she's making that face, it's just like, President, how does it look? And then Ichigami's just like, ew.
That was really funny. I really liked the moment on stage between it is Ino, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ino and Shirogane, where he's like getting her out of her comfort zone, but also having the debate between the two of them about boys having to shave their heads in school as part of their school uniform.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
But she's like, shaved heads are hot. He's like, don't take your fetish out on me.
I feel like because of the amount of female supporters that Shirogane has, he could have just used that to win the debate.
Yeah. But also, can we appreciate how in-depth they went to secure that election with Chika, like, specifically bringing out a teacher to go to the anti-Shirogane section and chill?
Yeah. And all of the stuff that isn't even mentioned that Kaguya did behind the scenes, that, like, afterwards.
You see, it's not mentioned, but it's, at the start of that episode, it's briefly shown. Like, you get little bitty snippets of everything she did.
Yeah. It's like, that election
and it doesn't even
rigged.
click. Like, I didn't notice until I watched it through this time, because this is my third time watching season 2 through.
Mm-hmm.
Because I watched it through subbed week to week as it was coming out, and then I watched it dubbed week to week as the dub was coming out. And so, of course, I watched the dub through this time because a lot of the jokes came through better dubbed this time.
Mm-hmm.
Except for episode 7, because that whole okay Siri bit just threw me for a fucking loop while it was subbed. Just because I don't expect just in full, clear English sentence of just going, okay Siri, what's a man whore? Oh.
I wonder how many people's phones looked that up while they were watching the series.
I mean, it's a very good possibility. Like, if you're watching it dubbed on a TV, or even subbed if you have it loud enough for it to pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be wild. I'm glad I don't have Siri turned on my phone.
Yeah. So what else was there that was really good in this season?
I guess
his birthday, the president's birthday.
Now, that was just gold.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was a phenomenal job on Miyuki's part.
Chika eventually thinking that she's the only one that doesn't know about it.
Mm-hmm. Or she's like, oh, well, maybe it's just Kaguya. Like, maybe Ishigami forgot too. And then Ishigami's like, no, like, I see you're using that fountain pen I got you.
Yeah.
And then Chika just gets, you know what they should have done for that bit? They should have went through the whole segment of the fighter planes again. And like Chika being shot down by that. I would have loved that little bit of continuity. That would have added that much more humor back to it.
It's just the freaking wedding cake and her being so oblivious as to how extra the cake is.
Like, I don't know who, like, even someone who hasn't had, like, a first love before, who couldn't have looked at that and been like, this is dumb.
Just, like, the sheer amount of there being, 5 people in that office?
No, at the time it was 4. Ino wasn't part of it.
Okay, so 4 people in that office. And having a 3-tiered cake.
Like, honestly, that first tier, like, she could have just set out the first tier
I
and
would
left
have
the
just
other
taken
two
the
in
top
the closet.
off. Yeah, just take the top tier off.
Because, I mean, it was fully decorated. It was fine. And then the others, you know, you could have done whatever with. But just take off the top tier. But no, she specifically cuts off one slice. Then she's like, if you go in that closet, I'll kill you.
With the sign on it.
Yeah. And then, whenever they're cleaning out the student council room, how they find a hidden room that is not mentioned again.
Yeah.
Like, where did that go?
Just like,
where did that come from?
There's a staircase to a hidden room that they don't go in and nobody knows about.
Nope.
So, that's just a thing.
Yep. Oh, and then Kaguya breaking her phone. Like, that was so heartbreaking and yet so adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they all made that group chat, that was just that was good.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
and then looking
balloon
at the
scene.
moon.
Oh, looking at the moon was really cute. But also really funny afterwards when she's like, this is too much, it's too embarrassing, runs away. And he's just like regretting his entire life. But he completely misinterpreted what she meant by embarrassing.
Yep. But yeah, the balloon bit that happens in episode 12 too. Because I like how they used Ishigami as like, I'm not scared. I went through this whole character development arc. I'm not afraid. And then he walks up to it and he's like, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. And then all the innuendos that were being made during that part too.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know, I can't remember how well they come across in the sub, but in the dub, I couldn't keep myself together. Like, I was just laughing my ass off.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Oh, it was so good. And then our boy, Ishigami, our shut-in, quiet, shy accountant or treasurer for the student council, he gets his moment.
He really
We learned
does.
so much about him.
Yeah, that whole situation was just really intense. And I wasn't expecting something. I mean, you do kind of, in the first season, you get these hints of, like, the more underlying hardships of teenagers with, like, Kaguya's father and her relationship with that, with Shirogane's work ethic and the fact that his dad isn't very, like, able to support them, and he has to do that. And you do get to see that kind of carry through for both of those characters in this season, but most of the, like, hardship and like that teen, like, I don't know, growth happens with Ishigami and Ino, with her with being like stage fright and isolation, and him along similar veins with the isolation, but also with a very serious topic of revenge porn, which I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, it was like this show dealt, and especially this season as well, just dealt with so much. And you don't expect a show like this to get as serious and cover the topics that it does. Yeah,
because it has those weird moments of humor, like, you know, Daily Lives of High School Boys, you know, like those skits, those short sketches that are just there for jokes. And then it just hits you with these, like, feels every now and again.
Yeah, just hard feels, like just right off the bat. And it never really takes its foot off the brakes. Or off the gas, whatever.
Yeah. So with this whole situation with Ishigami, so for those of you who are listening to this podcast and have no idea what we're talking about because you haven't watched the show, first of all, watch the show. Recommended. But second of all, Ishigami is a teenager. He's 1 year below our two main characters, right? Yeah. And he was suspended from middle school for months because of a situation where he had sort of made casual acquaintances with this girl who, like, he was always a bit of a loner in class. And this girl was just nice to him, you know, just, like, waking him up when he would fall asleep in class, you know, picking up his erasers when he dropped them on the floor, like, very casual acquaintances. And she ended up getting a boyfriend, and he was like, oh, that's cool, like, I'm happy for her, whatever. But one day he overhears her boyfriend cheating on her, and he goes to, like, confront him to just be like, hey, don't, like, be a dick, basically. And her boyfriend then says, if you say anything, I'm gonna spread these, and shows him a picture that we don't get to see, that it is then stated is, like, images that she wouldn't want shown. And so then Ishigami gets really upset and beats the shit out of him.
Yep.
And he is then suspended, and because of the story that the boy said was that Ishigami was stalking the girl, Ishigami beat him up for no reason because he was dating her, like, this story that he span, Ishigami was the one that was punished, he was the one that was suspended, he was the one that had been banished by all of his peers, and he was labeled a creep and a weirdo, and all of these other, like, really detrimental things, and he then fell into this depression in his house, in his apartment, while he was suspended for months because they were like, you can come back if you just write this letter of apology to the boy. And he just couldn't bring himself to write this letter of apology no matter what, because he was like, you're still, like, you're a douche. I don't agree with this letter. And it wasn't until Shirogane, like a year later when he was starting high school, came in and was like, hey, as student council, we did our own research into the situation and this is what we think happened. It was then confirmed. And then he is told that both the boy and the girl transferred to different schools and they broke up and he can come back to school. And so it's like a whole situation. But even though he's back at school, he's still labeled as a weirdo and a creep. And this girl still sees him as a weirdo and a creep. And the only reason the boy moved schools is because he never got that letter of apology and so got scared that Ishigami was gonna, like, out him for all the shit that he did. And
beat
so
the shit out of him again.
Yeah. And so he transferred schools so as to not be around Ishigami. And she didn't go into the school not because she thought that he was a weirdo creep stalker, but because she didn't actually pass the entrance exams. So it's like, but all of those small factors that just lined up made it look like he had scared off a young girl, beat up a young boy to the point of not wanting to be in school with him anymore, and stalked someone. To be a creepy pervert. And then just as he's starting to, like, reintegrate himself in and make friends with everyone again and find himself and get comfortable with himself and try hard in school again, she freaking shows up, dude.
Yep. And just, like, ruins everything. And this comparison isn't going to make much sense to you yet until we watch the film. But A Silent Voice, I know you've heard me talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's moments in it that very much remind me of this. And in fact, it's because of A Silent Voice that during the ending scene of episode 11, which is why I cried. And in fact, it's one of the reasons why I cried in Your Line April as well. Mm-hmm. But, so that moment whenever he even stops being able to see Shirogane and Kaguya's faces, because everything just goes to static and he starts to become a recluse a little bit again. Mm-hmm. But then he kind of snaps out of it and runs the race. And as he's running and gets to the finish line, even though he lost, but the rest of the cheerleading squad, like, come to him and start, like, cheering him on and everything else. And before that, like, how he told the chick to go to hell.
Yeah.
I mean, for one, good character development on his part because of that. But then as they're all, like, huddled around him and consoling him and telling him he did a good job and all that other stuff. And that moment whenever he's finally able to see their faces. And this is the first time, the whole time he's been training to be a cheerleader, that you see all of these people's faces. Mm-hmm. Like, that broke me. Like, that's when the waterworks started for this episode.
Well, there was
because it's just...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Jinx.
It's a powerful moment whenever this whole time they haven't done a thing to animate these people's faces, because that's how Ishigami has seen them. Mm-hmm. Like, they're just faceless people to him because he's like, why should I care? Like, I'm trying to care, but why should I care about these people who don't care about me? Yeah.
And, like, when he first joined the cheerleading squad, a lot of them thought that he had joined for no reason, or that he had joined to be a downer for the group, you know? Mm-hmm. Because he kind of joined on a whim, but he joined because he was like, I want to try and, you know, these people are happy and I want to be normal and I want to be like them. So I'm going to join those people that are like that so I can hopefully become one of them. And it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. And then he was sitting around surrounded by all of these, you know, outgoing people. And he was like this silent guy in the corner that didn't even, like, have the means to communicate with them. But luckily for him, the captain and vice captain on the squad saw how much effort he was putting in. But it's like, you hear about how he was in middle school, and it's like, yeah, he was definitely still more of an introvert, but he was one of their star members on their track team. Mm-hmm.
So I have a theory. Mm-hmm. The captain didn't actually sprain his ankle.
You think he did it to get him to race?
Yeah, because it only happened after the bitch showed up and, like, made him, like, recede back into a shell. Yeah. So I think the captain noticed this, and, like, that's why he pretended to hurt himself. Mm-hmm. Because nobody, whenever all that happened, was really just concerned. They were like, oh no, but that's about it.
Yeah, the captain seemed pretty fine when they were celebrating.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like, no. Like, he made that shit up just to kind of help bring Ishigami back.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's very clear that all of them cared about him at that point.
Yeah.
So, I believe that's what happened.
Mm-hmm. I personally just wish that there had been some way for them to have cleared his name as being a stalker. I mean, I guess, like, he kind of did in the sense that people just would have realized that he wouldn't have done something like that based on his character. But there was no, like, statement of it, you know? And, like...
But at the same time, I mean, even Ino is starting to warm up to him, and she's actually in his grade.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to kind of be as the passage of time of he and Ino getting closer.
Yeah.
That we'll kind of see that bad name of his kind of slowly... wear away more and more.
Yeah, I just wish that there was some kind of way that... Because, of course, the reason why he didn't want her to know about it was because he was, like, protecting her smile or whatever. But in my opinion, I feel like she should know because she's still trying to get back with him. Like, that's why she went to the sports day to, like, shit on him. Was because she didn't want him to be happy because he broke her up with this guy that she really liked. Which also, petty AF. Like, okay.
Oh, 100%.
And also, I don't know if I thought in my brain, that person has stalked me for over a year and beat up my boyfriend to the point where he broke up with me. I don't think that I would think in my brain, I'm gonna go to his sports festival and, like, tell him that he's a dick. No, I think I would be like, I'm staying away from him as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. Well, I also think that because of how he reacted, I think she kind of got the idea of, oh, maybe something's wrong.
Yeah, I just feel like she should know for her safety, but that's also me putting a non-anime brain into an anime world, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If this was real life, she should know for her safety.
Yeah.
But
I feel like we'll get more clearing up and whatnot, either in the film that's going to come out later this year or season 3, whenever it drops, probably next year.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which, by the way, leads to the Kaguya-Sama news, because a film has been confirmed for this year, and Season 3 has been confirmed after the film. So I would assume 2022 for Season 3. I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, that is super exciting. They've
also,
pumping out content on
Miyuki's
this a lot.
dad. Oh, yeah. But it's also extremely popular.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the second season just exploded. That's
Mm-hmm.
why it won Best Comedy
Mm-hmm.
for 2020 at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Miyuki's dad at the fucking sports festival.
Oh my god.
I'm sure you cringed over that too.
Oh yeah, big time. Just because,
especially
like,
the
stop
whole
talking.
conversation that he had with Kaguya.
Yeah, Kaguya, shut up. Don't know what he's saying.
That was great. And yet Miyuki's response was exactly what you'd expect it to be.
His talk.
And then the moment where you thought he took a picture of Chica.
Oh my god, yeah. And his talk with Miyuki when he sees the flower, and he's like, "Well, my wife left me 7 years ago." And it's like, that's your son wasn't asking about your. Oh my god, no. What?
Oh, so can we for a moment just stop and wish that the manga that they read in that anime or in that episode about that shoujo was real?
No, I don't want to. That sounded so sad. No.
I would read the shit out of it just so I could bawl my eyes out.
No.
Yes.
Anorexic girl meets love of her life, gets over anorexia, her boyfriend then dies of terminal illness. No, thank you. That sounds like such a sad time.
But let me read it just to get in my feels.
Go watch that freaking, you read that John Green.
I swear if you
Fault
tell
in
me
Our
to go...
Stars.
Yeah, I was going to say, I swear to God, if you mention The Fault in Our Stars, I'm going to quit this podcast.
Yeah, go watch that. Read that.
I about to open my mouth, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Oh, God, no.
Because boy, oh boy, do I have some stuff planned for the podcast in the future.
Oh, no. I don't understand why you're just like, I don't understand why anybody is just like, I'm going to watch something that's going to make me cry. Fun.
Well, it's one of those things to where I don't go into it expecting to cry. I didn't go into Your Lie in April expecting to cry. Now, granted, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas and A Silent Voice. I read the manga for A Silent Voice, and I read the light novel for I Want to Eat Your Pancreas.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew going into the films expecting to cry.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not read the manga and the light novel expecting to bawl my ever-loving eyes out. Like, especially fucking I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. It was a book that got recommended to me on something. I can't remember how it got recommended to me. But I bought it because it was like $8 to get it on Amazon for Kindle. And I read it. I binge read it in a day. And I bawled my eyes out. Like, I've never read a book and cried so hard in my fucking life. And so going into it in theaters, I knew what I was getting into.
Mm-hmm.
Did I care? No. Because I knew I was going to cry. I had 5 of my best friends lined up in a row beside me. I still cried. I don't care. But I don't go into it expecting to cry. It's not something I just want to do, except for, here in a month, whenever I go through my yearly rewatch of Your Lie in April.
I was going to say, you're not including me on that. I've watched it. I'm good.
Nah, we're going to have to do like a, re-review.
No, I'm good, thank you. I don't want to watch that again, please.
Oh, come on. We can do The Kids on the Slope, too.
No, I'm also good with that one. Yeah. I don't do emotion. I am a robot.
You see, it's funny because I play being a robot, and yet I'm the sappiest bitch here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't want to go and feel things that other people are feeling, because then you feel them, and why would you want to feel those things when you could just not,
I mean, it's one of those things where I'm a firm believer in, every now and then a good cry is a good cry. Sometimes you just got to get it all out. That's why I watch Your Lie in April once a year, just so I can get it out.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm one of those people that's like, hey, those emotions that you're probably supposed to feel at some point? We're going to put those in a box, lock them away, and never going to feel them. Thanks.
I know, I get that. And I really used to be that way until I watched Your Lie in April the first time. And, that's what shattered, me, in emotions over watching or playing things. I cried over The Last of Us. I cried in the first 10 minutes of The Last of Us.
I just get such bad headaches from crying. Why would you? Ouch.
You see, I don't.
No?
No.
I get such bad headaches. My whole neck and spine all seize. I get really bad headaches. My sinuses all clog. It's gross. It's not a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have cried over The Last of Us 2 if I hadn't been streaming. In fact, I'm really surprised I didn't. I don't know how I managed to hold that in. Because I think every last one of y'all saw it in my face. That I just wanted to, lose it.
Oh, now, what did I nearly cry playing while I was on stream?
Life is Strange, I would assume.
Life is Strange was definitely up there. I think Detroit Becoming Human was also up there.
Maybe
Stardew Valley? Because some of those cutscenes are intense.
Oh yeah, some of those cutscenes are deep.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, I can't remember. I think there was one, though, that was I need to turn away from webcam for a second and, suck it in.
Let me look really quick, because I feel like there's something that I'm glossing over here.
I don't know.
Let me look at what you've gone through.
But let's see.
I Love You, Colonel Sanders. That's the one.
That's absolutely it. I Love You, Colonel Sanders had me bawling my eyes out on stream.
Was it Cinderella Phenomenon?
No. I don't know. I might not have completed it.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I'm trying to think of another good moment in the show.
I think we've hit almost all of them.
Yeah, I think... Oh, we did get a Shirogane learning to sing moment. We didn't get another huge...
I love that. And the dancing one as well.
Yeah, we didn't get a huge sports moment from him, but we did get singing and dancing with Chika becoming his teacher again, which I do appreciate. Chika becoming jealous of teaching the dancing and him learning what a net feels like.
That was a great time. Also, the singing bit, I personally related to because I used to be incredibly tone deaf. So I felt that.
Yeah.
So that was, I understand what Miyuki went through, but also how Chika felt as a proud mom moment.
Do you sing in school assemblies in America?
No.
Okay. You do in Britain, but you don't in Canada. So...
And it's funny, because we do have, choir concerts and whatnot, even all the way back in elementary school.
Yeah.
However, on singing days, and also the days where you have to bring that shitty recorder.
Yeah.
I was always conveniently absent those days.
Yeah.
Conveniently.
Yeah, in the UK you have, or at least I feel like I can safely say the majority of primary schools in the UK, you have like a Monday morning assembly where you have like discussions of what's going to happen over the week. If you're in a Church of England primary school, they'll probably read something from the Bible or relate it to the church of some way, because of course England is a Protestant country. Protestant? Yeah, I think so. Oh my god, that's really bad. I don't know, I'm not religious. Yeah, so they probably will relate it to the Bible in some way. I don't know. Then you sing some hymns, which are pretty universal. I don't know how things are nowadays, because I'd assume that there's a lot more, like, religious freedom with that. Because, of course, those are the Church of England schools are your public schools, right? They're not, like, private schools. So I feel like they would have to be more careful with that nowadays, considering that not everyone is of the same religion. But yeah, when I went to school, it was just you all got lumped in together. And doesn't matter what your religion is, you sing the song that's written on the board. Yeah, and we used to all stand for hymns in the assembly. And then of course at like Christmas time and Easter and stuff like that, then we would go to the church. But yeah, they don't do that in Canada. They do sing "O Canada," but like only on special occasions.
You see, it's weird for us because we, like, every day we would have the Pledge of Allegiance, we would have, like, a moment of silence, and then that was kind of it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America about something that I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah. Yeah, in Canada you just have the national anthem, which has recently changed, controversially.
It's not "Oh Canada" anymore.
It still is. There's a line in it that says, "Of all our sons command," that has now been changed to "Of all of us command." So it is gender non-specific.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, because it's like, how does the line go? Our home and native land, true patriot love, with all of us command. Yeah, it's true patriot love with all of us command. We see the true north strong and free. I don't know. It's been a while since I sang it. But we do consider ourselves the true north, which I enjoy.
Well, I mean, there is no further north in North America than Canada.
Yeah.
So, you know, you are the true north.
The true north.
Y'all and your fucking penguins.
But it's like when when Game of Thrones was really huge, and you'd hear these people about Montana being like, "We are the Starks. We did everything," and it's just like, okay, yeah, we're past the wall. We are the true north. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
You don't know what's going on here.
You know nothing. And that always makes me laugh. I feel like it was probably the same in the UK with the Scots saying that to the Northerners in England, being like, "You know nothing, Jon Snow," and it's just the country line. I feel like that was probably pretty universal to any country that was above another country, especially if the country below them was loud and obnoxious. The country above them was like, "Haha, we are the true north."
You don't understand.
You don't understand. Anyway, that was a tangent.
That is a tangent. I don't know.
I feel like I've said everything I need to say on Kaguya, other than the fact that I'm going to give this season, I don't remember what I gave the first season. Like a 7?
I think I talked you up to a 7.
A 7? I'm going to give...
you're at a 6.5 and I talked you up to a 7.
Okay, I'm going to give this one a 7.5 to an 8.
See, I was going to say, I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah, I'm at like that 7.5, 8 like mood, because there's some parts of it that I thought were really, really, really good. Especially the Ishigami whole situation, although it bugs me. I understand his moral perspective, which is why I'm gonna let it go. But, like, I want more revenge, because I'm petty.
Oh no, I'm right there with you. I am a lot more petty. And I think I get his morals, and I get why he did what he did, but the first thing I would have done is I would have taken that to her.
Yeah, I would have told her right off. And been
because then, you know, if things don't change from there and then he starts the stalking rumor, it's going to look bad. But if you don't say shit and then he goes off because this dude is like top of his class, like theater, like head of theater, all that other stuff. He's immediately going to have the jump and the charisma to just spin shit on him.
Yeah, I would have been like, look at his phone right now, in the moment. I'd have been like, that on his phone, right there. There is the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted some, like, petty revenge, but that's just me. But, like, yeah, I get why he didn't. I kind of feel like if petty revenge needs to happen, I would really enjoy it to have come from the rest of the student council.
Well, I like how they kind of made it seem like maybe they did.
Mm-hmm.
Like how Kaguya kind of brushed off whenever Hayasaka was talking to her about it.
Yeah.
Like, she really brushed that off. Like, I think the student council might have had something to do with it.
Yeah, especially
at
might
least
have had
him
something
going
to do with
to a
him
different
leaving.
school.
Yeah, him leaving to a different school.
Or her not making it into that school.
Yeah. And
like, I felt like something happened there.
And it makes me curious. I want to uncover more there. I want to know what happened because I'm petty and I need the revenge.
I feel like we'll get it.
Yeah.
I'd bet it won't be the film. I highly doubt it's going to be the film. It may be towards the end of season 3. Maybe.
We'll
or
see.
It might be season 4. Who knows? But I guarantee you there's going to be a season 4.
Mm-hmm.
There can't not be.
I really liked the OP and ED this season. I thought they stepped those up, which is great. And I really like how they did continue the same artist. I really enjoy when shows do that in general, even if I'm not a fan of the artist or of the style of the OP or the ED specifically. I really enjoy when they keep it consistent with the artist, or if they don't use the same artist, they keep it in the same genre, in the same vein, with like notes of the same thing carrying through. I think that is really cool when shows do that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they did that in this case. I think that the animation was better this season as well. Not that it wasn't good in the first season, I just think that they stepped it up again.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the introduction of a couple added characters that they did.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there were some really memorable moments in this, and I feel like it was less... I feel like this is more binge-worthy than the first season. The first season I felt like got a bit redundant. This season I feel like gave you enough stories that continued episode to episode, like 3 episode stories, that it left it so where you could like binge it and then they would give you a stupid episode with just skits and then more stuff. I felt like it made it more binge-worthy.
Yeah, the first season was more like K-On! In that it starts out as bits and then it slowly starts to produce a regular story, except K-On! Was vice versa.
Yeah.
And then the second season was just consistently linear. Like, there wasn't anything that hopped around, although there were a few bits that could, probably have done without. I feel like everything added to the layers that were going on and nothing went amiss. But also, the OP deserves all the credit. Their choice on the artist. The dude who does the OPs is literally known as the love song guy in Japan.
Yeah.
Like, he is the master of the love song. And it just 100%... I just love his music. I downloaded his Essentials album on Apple Music. The dude is phenomenal. Like, I just enjoy all of his music. He's cool as hell. Also, I dare you to try to find a picture of him without his glasses on. You can't. Like, every photo, every music video, everything, dude is always wearing his sunglasses. Like, I think his sunglasses are just a part of his face.
Well, why not? Why not?
But yeah, it just 100% deserves an 8, in my opinion. The story, especially Ishigami's, just growth, just doesn't... It is better than what we deserve out of a rom-com.
Yeah. I really want to see, gain more respect for the rest of the guys in the student council. And I feel like that's definitely what a lot of season 3 might be, is her learning how much that the rest of the guys do. Because right now, most of her respect is piled into Chika.
And I feel like we're going to see more of the headmaster in the 3rd season as well, because he kind of started coming in a bit more on this one.
Yeah.
Also, I want more growth out of Hayasaka in the 2nd season as well, or the 3rd season, whatever.
Yeah, I want to see...
Because
Sorry, go ahead.
We don't get enough of her background other than like little snippets that Kaguya mentions here or there. I think she kind of needs her own little growth arc.
Yeah, and I want to see Kaguya stand up to her dad.
Oh, you know what? That would be a good premise for the film. I think that would be good. Or have Miyuki and her both do it. Because that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'd like to see Miyuki get some kind of, not necessarily permission from her dad, but like some kind of recognition from her dad.
Mm-hmm. Also, it's been 2 seasons. Kiss.
Yeah, I would also. Yeah, they nearly did in the shed thing.
Yeah, the shed bit was hilarious too. Like they deserve credit for that shed bit because that was how they were like, oh, one thought the other one was doing it, whenever in fact they were both just trapped there.
Yeah, they were actually trapped.
That was good. I enjoyed that bit.
Mm-hmm.
But also, yeah, like shit, it's been 2 seasons.
Some progress, please.
But I like how we keep getting closer and closer, but it's like World War I. It's a battle of inches instead of like there being a true finish line.
Yeah. I feel like they're the kind of couple that is just going to play this game, and then all of a sudden they're going to wind up married, and they're going to be like, what?
It's going to be the complete opposite of fucking Tonikawa.
Yeah, yeah.
They get married in the first episode. This shit is going to go on for 8 seasons. You know what? They're going to be Soma and Erina.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of relationship this shit's going to be.
But yeah, I really liked this season.
I did too. It was really good. I feel like it was a great way to cap off just February in general, kind of cap off Valentine's month and all that other fun stuff. But also, I wanted to start, the month with the season and end the month with the season just to kind of see how it went. And also, I figured it'd be a good one to end it on because it's funny. It's romantic. It's just, it has so much likability to it, but also didn't want to schedule in the second season without the first. So, I just scheduling wars myself on that one.
Yeah.
But that's all I got.
That's all I got too.
So you can find the absolutely lovely Blue Lavender on Twitch at twitch.tv/Blue Lavender. She does not stream now, but she may get back to it eventually. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, you can find her on there. You can find her on Instagram and Twitter at Blue Lavender STM. And she also has a YouTube channel and TikTok at Blue Lavender where you can find her on all of those things. Also, she has a dog, Tilly. Tilly is Best Bean. And you can find an Instagram for Tilly at the Best Tilly Bean.
And if you like Brad, who has joined me here today and all of the days that I've been on this podcast, you can find him at Brad Carter Gaming on Twitch, also on Instagram as well. He does lots of gaming content, lots of memes, lots of fun stuff, impressions, voices. It's a good time. Check him out. And if you like our podcast and you want to know more about our podcast, you want to keep up to date with all of the updates, you also want some fun memes, you can find us on all of the social medias at BnB Anime. We also have a handy-dandy website where you can find all of our links, as well as links to your favourite listening platforms, some information about behind-the-scenes stuff, some friends of the podcast, and all of our previously archived episodes on our website at www.bnbanime.com. We also have a YouTube channel where we have all of our episodes previously archived, and some fun stuff is coming to the future. Coming in the future, not to the future, in the future, for that, with some cutouts, some extras, some deleted scenes, some behind the scenes, all of that fun stuff is going to be recorded and added onto, well, some of it's already recorded, edited, and added onto that YouTube channel, hopefully within the next little while, the next few weeks coming up. So be sure to hit the subscribe button over there and drop us your comments in the comment section or hit us up in those DMs to let us know your thoughts and opinions on the podcast, on what we rated the shows that we've been reviewing here. Well, talking about. We don't really know how to review anything because we're not really professionals, but talking about. And let us know your thoughts and opinions and whether or not you have any recommendations for shows for us to watch in the future, whether personally or to do a discussion about here on the podcast.
Okay, so thank you all so much for listening. Blue and I greatly appreciate it. Next week kicks off kind of a month of guilty pleasures for both of us.
Love some guilty pleasures.
Yeah, because for the first episode of March, we have the Given movie. I'm excited. I'm really interested. I've heard nothing but good things, so I'm excited to sit down and watch it and kind of see how things progress from where we ended off. In fact, I kind of want to rewatch season 1 to kind of get a grasp on everything, because I kind of forgot a lot. All I remember is episode 9 and the concert. That's it. I don't remember jack shit else.
I've watched it twice, so I have more of a memory of it.
Oh, well, look at you go. Extra points. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We have the baseball anime after that. and Fruits Basket's the original one, and Laid Back Camp because it sounds cozy and adorable. And also, it's like there's a shit ton of memes about it, so I figured why not wrap up March with memes?
Yeah.
But yeah, outside of that, we'll catch y'all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.